The house was too still, the kind of quiet that presses against your eardrums, heavy with secrets. I stood in the kitchen, the cold tile biting through my socks, staring at the note on the counter. Gone to book club. Back late. Lila. Her handwriting was sharp, deliberate, each loop of her L a familiar flourish. But something about it felt wrong, like a melody played in the wrong key. My chest tightened, a dull ache I couldn't name. I told myself it was nothing. Lila loved her book club, her one night a week to escape our routine. But the fridge hummed too loudly, and the clock's tick felt like a countdown. I poured a glass of whiskey, the amber liquid catching the dim light above the sink. We'd been married 10 years, Lila and I. 10 years of mornings tangled in sheets, of her laughter at my terrible puns, of quiet evenings watching the city skyline from our balcony. Lately, though she'd been distant, her smiles thin, her eyes darting away when I tried to hold her gaze. I'd chalked it up to stress, her new promotion, the long hours at the law firm. But the note in my hand felt like a lie I hadn't caught yet. The whiskey burned my throat as I wandered into the living room. Her scarf was draped over the couch, a soft blue thing she'd worn to dinner last week. I could still smell her perfume on it, jasmine and something sharper, like regret. I sat down, the leather creaking under me, and scrolled through my phone. No texts from her. Just a photo from last month. Us at the lake, her head on my shoulder, the sunset painting her hair gold. I stared at it until my eyes stung, trying to pinpoint when the warmth in her smile had started to fade. A faint buzz broke the silence. Her phone left on the coffee table. She never forgot her phone. My thumb hovered over the screen, guilt prickling at the edges of my curiosity. We'd always trusted each other, no locked doors, no hidden passwords. But the quiet in the house was screaming now, and I swiped the screen awake. A message glowed in the notification bar. Miss you already. Same time tomorrow. No name, just a number. My heart thudded, a slow, heavy drumbeat. I opened the thread, my hands trembling. Messages stretched back weeks, intimate, playful, raw. You make me feel alive again, one read. Another. He doesn't suspect a thing. The words blurred, my breath shallow. I scrolled further, each text a blade twisting deeper. Photos too, her in a hotel room, her hair mussed, her smile one I hadn't seen in years. I dropped the phone like it burned. The room spun, the walls closing in, their cream paint suddenly too bright, too clean for the filth I'd just uncovered. Lila, my Lila, the woman who'd cried in my arms when her father died, who'd danced with me in the kitchen to no music at all. She was someone else's now. The betrayal wasn't just a moment. It was a history, a secret life woven into the gaps of our marriage. I paced the room, my footsteps muffled by the rug we'd picked out together at that flea market in Portland. My mind raced, replaying every late night she'd blamed on work, every distracted glance, every time she'd pulled away from my touch. The signs were there, neon bright now, but I'd painted them over with trust. I wanted to scream, to smash something, but all I could do was sink back onto the couch, the scarf crumpled in my fist. The front door clicked open hours later, the sound sharp in the suffocating quiet. Lila stepped in, her coat slung over one arm, her cheeks flushed from the cold, or something else. Hey, she said, her voice light, practiced. You're still up. I looked at her, really looked. Her dark hair was loose, framing her face the way I loved, but her eyes were guarded, flickering with something I couldn't read. Where were you? I asked, my voice low, unsteady. Book club, she said too quickly, hanging her coat on the rack. You know, the usual. Wine, gossip, bad novels. She laughed, but it was brittle, like glass about to shatter. I held up her phone, the screen still lit with the damning messages. Her face froze, the color draining from her cheeks. You left this, I said, each word heavy, deliberate. Who's the number, Lila? Who's making you feel alive? She opened her mouth, then closed it, her hands twisting together. It's not what you think, she started, but the lie crumbled in her eyes. She sank onto the arm of the couch, her shoulders slumping. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered. It just did. The words hit like a punch, stealing my breath. How long? I demanded, my voice rising despite myself. How long have you been lying to me? 6 months, she said, her voice barely audible. Maybe more. I don't know, Ethan. I was drowning here, with you with us. I felt trapped, like I was disappearing. He saw me. Saw you. I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. I saw you every damn day, Lila. I loved you every damn day. And you threw it away for what? Some stranger who texts you at midnight. He's not a stranger, she said, and the quiet conviction in her voice was worse than any shout. He's someone who listens, who doesn't expect me to be perfect. You stopped seeing me a long time ago. The accusation stung, not because it was true, but because I couldn't be sure it wasn't. Had I missed something? Had I let her slip away while I was busy loving the version of her I thought I knew? I stood, pacing again, the room too small for the storm inside me. So what now? I asked, my voice cracking. You regret me? You regret us? She looked away, her silence louder than any confession. Then softly she said, I opened our marriage, Ethan. I thought maybe it could save us. The words were a blade, final and unforgiving. An open marriage, her decision, her rules made without me. I stared at her, the woman I'd built my life around, now a stranger wearing her face. The whiskey glass was still in my hand, and I set it down, afraid I'd crush it. You don't get to decide that alone, I said, my voice cold, final. You don't get to rewrite our vows without me. I walked to the balcony, the city lights blurring through the glass. Behind me, Lila's sobs were soft, jagged, but I couldn't turn back. Not yet. The note was still on the counter, her scarf still on the couch, but the life we'd built was gone, replaced by a truth I couldn't unsee. I opened the door, the night air sharp against my skin, and stepped out, leaving her behind. The city hummed below, indifferent, and I wondered if I'd ever find my way back to the man I was before tonight, or if I even wanted to.